The Pelicans.
The Pelicans give me Bi or Ingram.
Bi
Draft
or Ingram.
Bi or Ingram. Trey Murphy
Wait,
or
Bi
Herb.
or Ingram?
Bi or Ingram. I don't. Am I speaking Mandarin? Bi Brandon Ingram. I'm sorry. I'm
like, nigga. I'm like, am I stupid? I'm thinking about. I'm like, Bi or Ingram.
Well, speaking of teams, people, who's more valuable, who's less valuable, I want to play a game with y'all. I want to do a little activity. We're going to make a list of all the untouchable players on every single NBA team.
Oh no.
I love this.
Oh no.
The reason why we're doing this is because there was a report that came out, and I want to read it to y'all. This is from Draft Express. Now, I wonder where these people get their stuff. Jalen Johnson appears to be the only untouchable player in trade talks on the Hawks roster, and that'll come into play a little bit later down the line. A full-blown fire sale seems to be on the Hawks horizon. I want to go down the list. We're going to start in ATL, who has the first pick, and they have some things that we're going to talk about later to discuss. But who do we feel like are the untouchables on that team?
What should be? So this is like if we were the GM, who's untouchable, right?
Yeah, if you were the GM.
Okay, all right, because I'm about to say the answer should be, if you didn't have the number one pick, nobody. But because you have the number one pick, Sarr and Trae Young. My God.
Are you assuming that Sarr is going to be the number one pick? That's your problem.
Bruh.
That's your problem.
Yeah.
Like, I'm the GM, so I'm picking Sarr. I'm not doing this
no.
tomfoolery with them.
I think the number one pick is going to be a high price for that, and then Jalen Johnson. I don't think Trae Young is as untouchable as Sage thinks. For me personally,
just with Sarr. If I'm not drafting Sarr for whatever reason, I get a hell of an offer. Oh, Trae's not untouchable, but Trae and Sarr as a duo, oh, leave me alone.
Yeah, no one is the answer. They're untouchable on the Atlanta Hawks, in my opinion.
That's fair.
and
Well,
Jalen Johnson is already stretching that. I can't lie. So
Yeah.
Let me ask, because even the concept of untouchable, I may not like the phrasing, because everybody is, to a degree, like you would trade somebody for everybody. I think there may be legitimately one or two people who you wouldn't trade, but like, I think when we have this conversation about untouchable, we should talk about more like realistic ranges, because nobody's saying no to a Wemby for Trae trade, but you're not saying no to a Wemby for Kobe White, or like, you would have to get so far into the NBA pool of players before you say no to a Trae Young. So I'm going to go ahead and say that he's untouchable. And then I guess the experiment to Jalen Johnson, I still got him in the untouchable category as well. And then naturally the first pick. I mean, we don't know what the first pick is, so it is what it is. But yeah, Dama, why are you saying no to Trae Young without it being any phantasmical? All right, if I can get Luka Doncic out of this, like, of course. But
Yeah. Let me be clear. I'm sorry, but let me be clear. That's what I'm referring to, by the way, Omar and anybody else. Yeah, when I'm saying Trae Young's untouchable, I'm saying obviously if a motherfucker says, I'll send you Wemby, bro. Well, I mean, shit, bye, Trae.
I wouldn't even say Wemby. I would just say, I mean, if I'm not thinking if I'm the GM, I'm thinking in terms of what the Hawks are giving off, which is, I don't know how long the Trae Young show is going to last in Atlanta. Even matter of fact, no, throw that away. Even as the GM, I'm done with the Trae Young experience. And it isn't going to take a Luka Doncic trade for me to trade Trae Young. It's not going to take a Wemby for me to trade a Trae Young. It's just going to take whatever I feel comfortable starting over with, because this was our franchise guy. Other than that, again, DeJounte Murray is a guy that's name is in trade rumors. Is not a guy that I'm willing to just sit on for the highest bidder. I will trade him for something I'm comfortable with. And then after that, I don't think no one else is deemed to be untouchable. I like Jalen Johnson. Don't get me wrong. I bangs with JJ. It's not untouchable. And then the first pick, like? I mean, what does what look like? What I'm comfortable with?
Yeah, for Trae Young specifically.
For Trae Young, give me a team.
Boston. Realistically.
Boston. I mean, that's kind of
Orlando. Would Orlando be better?
I mean, I'm just.
I would say so. Someone
rattle off some teams. Go ahead.
I was going to say, if you say Orlando, I would say for me, I would take draft capital in terms of players. It would either have to be, if realistic, Franz, and if you're not going to give me Franz, I feel that an accumulation of role players that I'm comfortable with. So a Jalen Suggs and a Markelle with a pick, and a young player like a Jet Howard on top of that as well. Again, and this is with a pick or two. That doesn't seem too crazy for Trae Young from what we've seen other players go for, but I'm comfortable doing that if I'm the Hawks in terms of me starting over.
Let me give you two more.
You still in Atlanta?
Yeah, because
Okay,
cool.
cool.
We're trying to figure out what a trade package may look like. Let's say you are New York.
New York, well, OG declined his player option, so he's a free agent. But I would say for New York, an accumulation of draft capital, Julius Randle, and either DiVincenzo or Josh Hart, one or the other.
You scamming them at that point.
Okay,
Am I
last
scamming?
one.
Well,
Yeah.
Straight for a Hart. I mean, they have. I mean,
The Knicks is a
again,
weird
if
team.
the Knicks is a weird team, and I'm not about to say Jalen Brunson, so I'm just being real.
I got you.
Well, then let's go with a team.
Unless I'm gonna just
who
ring
might-
off a bunch of role players, and I ain't want to do that. So
Nah, you good. You're right. I didn't think about Jalen Brunson being there. You're right.
the Pelicans.
the Pelicans give me Bi or Ingram, and then throw Bi or Ingram
Bi
draft
or Ingram.
Bi or Ingram draft
Type
capital, and then Trey Murphy
Wait,
or
Bi
Herb.
or Ingram?
Bi or Ingram. I don't. Am I speaking Mandarin? Bi Brandon Ingram. I'm sorry. I'm
like, nigga. I'm like, am I stupid? I'm like, Bi or Ingram, Brandon
My
Ingram.
fault.
Okay,
My
so
fault.
Hey, Chad, he was so sassy too, bro. Am I speaking Mandarin?
I was ready to go
am I
off.
speaking Mandarin? I was nervous. I was stupid. Go ahead.
Bi or Zion. Bi or Zion. Draft capital, then Herb Jones or Trey Murphy, and then you can add. If I can get Dyson Daniels out of there, cool. That's just an add-on if I can get that.
Okay.
That was crazy. That's on.
Yeah, that's a clip. Hey,
I'm
that's a
dumb.
clip.
I'm dumb.
Bi
I'm
or
dumb.
Ingram is a clip.
I'm dumb.
I swear to God, I was so confused.
I was scared
Okay.
that there was another.
He was
BI on
actually
the team.
gaslighting me. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I'm like, damn.
Bi or Ingram? Is there another Bi?
There's another Bi on New Orleans. Oh,
Herb Jones.
shit.
What is it?
Niggas talking about Byron
Murphy.
Ingles. Byron Ingles just.
Oh,
Okay,
Brendan Ivy. Like what?
Oh, so scared.
I mean, I don't know. I disagree, but I mean that the podcast has made it disagree. Let's keep going. The Boston Celtics, untouchables.
Oh, considering everybody, that was a weird noise to make. Considering that everyone's on the fucking team under contract, unless I'm mistaken, I ain't gonna lie. Weird situation where a lot of tradable talent is untouchable. I'd probably say outside of like fodder, like, but the core 5-6 players, nah, leave us alone, bro.
Yeah, the core 6 for next year is untouchable as hell. But in terms of like 2-3 years down the line, I think the only two that are untouchable is at the end of the day, JB and JT.
Retweet.
Derek White getting an extension is an interesting conversation.
Yeah.
But Porzingis, I don't think he's as untouchable, primarily because of his health. If this continues to be the trend, and I understand he was a big part of us raising our ceiling this year, but at the end of the day, he was on not minutes restrictions. What's the load managing? They were load managing throughout the whole regular season. He barely played in the playoffs, and we still got it done. And then Al Horford, I mean, you know, guys like that obviously they're not going to be untouchable moving forward. So, Drew's getting old too. My bad. Just wanted to say that.
Yeah, Drew like 34.
I would say JB, JT, and Derek White are the three untouchables. Other than that, everybody else.
Pack 'em up.
Yeah.
Brooklyn. Let's go through these.
Ooh, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That's everyone out of me, especially with Clack's contract being gone, McCall contract potentially being, well, I wouldn't say an overpaid, just not as a number one. Cam Thomas, a young scorer, but I don't think he's, oh my God, yeah, we can't get rid of Cam Thomas. There's a price on that. So, yeah, I think anybody can go.
Depends on what McHale's trade market value is. Because I do like the fact that they came out in public and said if they are keeping McHale, he's not going to be like a number one dude. He's going to be a complementary piece to another star, which I do think would be perfect for McHale. And if that's the case, it like you need to throw a lot for McHale Bridges. But outside of that, a lot of untouchables on pause. But a lot of guys you can trade.
Mikal's the only one I'm gonna say.
Okay.
Yeah, he's high. He's high up there for me. I just think that technically he's not so untouchable to where I take some trade pieces or whatever if someone's trying to win a chip for real.
Let's go through some of these easier ones fast.
right.
Hornets.
I ain't gonna lie, Brandon Miller.
That's it.
Brandon Miller.
I agree, Sage.
LaMelo, Brandon Miller, and Mark Williams.
I was on the bubble with Mark Williams. I'm more LaMelo, Brandon Miller. I'm gonna land on Brandon Miller though. I'm not gonna lie. The Chicago Bulls.
Nobody. Nobody. Please let that be unanimous.
Kobe White.
He's good, but that's what I'm saying. I can see somebody crashing out and trying to trade for Kobe White, and I don't think he's good enough, nor am I good enough that I'm gonna be able to use Kobe White by then properly. So I think it's a situation where it's like you can get a haul for Kobe White, sell him high.
Yeah, if somebody
I think
sends me
Kobe
two-
White can be like their Tyrese Maxey though. So
If somebody
possible.
tells me, if somebody says I'll send you 2 firsts for Kobe White,
Damn.
you saying no?
It depends.
Yeah,
on
I'm saying no.
What
I'm saying
first?
Yeah,
I'm saying which first?
Which
Who's
first?
first?
Like if the Spurs called me specifically, because them two. Oh yeah, Kobe. You
Come
I'm
on,
just
we
saying
can't-
they
we-
have
we
enough
can't-
other pieces that
Well,
they
I know
can
what
trade
you
for
mean,
draft
though, gang. I know
capital
what
and
you
young assets to the point where,
not-
damn, why do we got to trade this young asset that's already proven for us? Like,
I'm also
okay.
nitpicking you, Omar, because maybe they disagree. I'm also nitpicking you because if you had said 3 and like some other young player, oh yeah, he gone. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm not trading Kobe White for 2 Boston first round picks. I'm sorry. Like I'm just not. It depends on who picks there are.
When we do this though, you can't always think of the worst. You could let me say this. You could think of the worst, but you also have to think of the best. And if the answer is yes for the best, then that means that person is tradable. That means that person is touchable. We can't always
that's
just
not real-
automatically assume
But that's
this is the
not
worst
realistic
situation.
to assume. But that's not realistic to assume you're about to get 2 first round Charlotte picks for Kobe White. That's just not realistic.
You could probably get 2 first round Detroit picks for Kobe White. Yes, you probably could.
I don't think you would get 2.
I think there's a
But
happy.
right now,
I think there's
I
a
don't
happy medium of future
my
first. Like you could get Suns future first for Kobe White, and the Suns. I don't think we think in 5 years is gonna be a powerhouse. In my personal opinion. So
And the game
at
is
that point,
unrealistic. The game is unrealistic by nature, so we have to be able to be okay with being a little unrealistic here, Damo. It's
again,
not that-
I would just ask who are the picks from. I'm not saying that. Again, I feel you. If they're 2 good picks, then yes. But it just depends on who the picks are. But for me,
So
my answer would be Kobe White and Dallin Terry. Those would be my 2 untouchables.
damn, not Dosunmu. I thought you would go down.
Nah. I bangs with AO, but I'm willing to trade AO. I bangs with
So
Dallin
if
Terry.
if there's a world in which 2 pick, never mind, fuck it, just fuck it.
I agree. I agree
15,
with
right?
you.
Fuck it.
No,
Yeah,
we
we're,
good.
we're only on the first row. Cleveland Cavaliers.
Oof.
Evan Mobley. That's it.
Yeah, because whether I'm trying to win now or tank, why would I get rid of Evan Mobley at this moment in time? Yeah, Evan Mobley. Actually, I'm going to steal your answer. I was going to say nobody at first.
Yeah, Evan Mobley and Darius Garland. Because if D Mitch is gone, then I'm keeping Garland.
If D Mitch resigns, it would be on some damn. We just re-signed him. Why the fuck would we trade him? Shit. So if D Mitch resigns, I mean, yeah, he'd be untouchable. But
I'd get rid of Darius Garland. I'm interested in what's his name? We'll talk about him later, but it's a couple guards coming up that I'm interested in. Dallas Mavericks.
Luka Doncic.
Luka.
And
Derek
low
Lively?
key. I
Derek
don't see what
Lively.
the
I'm gonna say
upgrade
Derek
is. Yeah, I'm gonna say Luka and Lively actually.
Yeah.
Luka and Lively.
Yeah, Luka and Lively.
The Denver Nuggets.
I mean, Jokic.
Jokic.
Maybe Aaron Gordon, but
Thank
that's
you,
a
Sage.
reach.
Thank you,
Like,
Sage.
The only thing is like, do you think any other player making those dollars is tradable? I'm gonna probably say no and go Jokic Gordon.
Jokic and Gordon.
I
mean,
think they're in a
Jokic and Gordon.
similar situation with Boston where you just keep that core until we get a larger sample size that, this core cannot get it done. And they've proven in 2023 that they got it done. I think if the matchups just were different this year, they may have gotten it done this year. So the core of Jokic, Jamal, MPJ, Aaron Gordon, I think KCP is probably the most replaceable one out of that starting 5. Yeah. You keep that together as long as you can. So
I'm going Jokic. Oh, go ahead.
No. I already Go ahead.
I was just gonna say Jokic, Jamal, and Peyton Watson, only untouchables. Aaron Gordon is close, but I think there's a price.
That's my thing. I don't know if there's a price for somebody that could do the defensive impact and the somehow invisible act he does on offense in terms of catching lobs than Aaron Gordon in the league right now. And I think that's like a perfect player with Jokic. So I don't think it can get better than that in terms of complimenting him. As a result, he might just be untouchable.
That's my thing. And when I think about these conversations, I think about how easy it is to replace the person that I'm talking about trading. Like, sure, I may get rid of you for a first round pick. Let me go find another ball handling, playmaking point guard. All right, cool. That's why I'm fine with Darius Garland going. Finding a replacement for Aaron Gordon, who for whatever reason seems to be a good to great match for Jokic, is crazy. Plus,
defensive anchor too.
Yeah, I can't see another power forward that would be like, okay, we got a shooting power forward. What would that look like to Jokic? I don't think that works as well as like the Gordon thing. So that's why he's untouchable for me.
Yeah,
it's just me. The Detroit Pistons.
I'll take nobody, even though I want to say guys like Asar and Cade. I think at this point, man, y'all done fucked up.
Cade is untouchable. After one season, it's too soon to say Asar is not untouchable. Duren, I'm putting in that discussion too. I just need a bigger sample size, bro. I think that core that they got, you don't quit on them. You don't quit on them right now.
They just not untouchable.
It's only 3: Cade, Asar, and JD. Everyone else is tradable.
Yeah.
The Golden State Warriors. Steph Curry. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's literally on some like, bruh, you got me 4. I'm gonna go ahead and say, don't talk to me about no Steph. That's just usually if this was 2K, he should be, but don't talk to me about no Steph. That's it.
It just depends on the direction they want to go. I think if they go the rebuilding route, then Kuminga's more of an untouchable to them. But if they're going all right, let's try to get a couple more years out of Steph Curry and Draymond, and obviously Steph and Dre.
We talking about with you. We talking about you.
Okay. Well, for me, I think they should. I ain't gonna lie, man. I think they should ride the Steph Curry wheels until it falls off.
Thank you, bro. Like we dying with Curry over there.
Yeah, so it's Curry and Draymond. It's Curry and Draymond, and then they just live with the consequences after of not rebuilding soon enough. But now with Steph Curry's done for that franchise, I don't know. I do it. I do it. Why not?
The Houston Rockets.
For me, Jalen Green, Sengun, Tari Eason, Jabari, and Amin.
Damn, the whole core.
Yeah,
damn,
absolutely. I love it.
I mean, I love the core, but I don't know, untouchable. Like no upgrades to like. I know we mentioned them earlier, but like a McCall or something even better. Like hypothetical. Why the fuck would be available? But like J-Mac type shit. No upgrades.
That's what Cam Whitmore's for. That's what Dylan Brooks is for. That's what Fred VanVleet's for.
Damn, so you think this team is just the sim button and they'll be okay? For me, I know it's weird to say. I'm gonna say JG. I do think Sengun works, and I think the lowest overall player I'll mention that I do think fits them is Tari. So I might say Tari. But I know that's not a character for me.
Sengun's the clear one to me that's untouchable. These other guys depends on this next upcoming season to me.